Welcome to the Microscopic Minute. I'm Dr. Kate Baker, a board-certified veterinary clinical pathologist on a mission to help veterinarians feel more confident at their microscope. Okay, I'm looking at a case from a dog with an anal sac mass, and the aspirate contains all necrotic cells. So why might you get necrosis? Well, first let me show you what necrosis looks like on Cytology. Okay, so these are the pictures that the vet sent me. This is my telecytology service that you can send me pictures and I help you with your cases. And all these cells are exhibiting pretty significant necrotic change. I can still make out some of these and tell that they're neutrophils, but this is the only field where I really can make out any of these cells. This is an anal sac mass and or an anal sac lesion, I should say. It might be a mass, it might not be. You know, these can be tricky because it's like, is it an anal sac abscess? Is it an impacted anal gland? Is it an anal sac adenocarcinoma? So that's what they're trying to figure out, and that's why they aspirate it, which is a great step. But in this case, the cells, again, they just look necrotic. And necrotic cells, so these are all red blood cells, but these nucleated cells, we got a good sample here in terms of, you know, it's cellular, but these cells are like smudged. It's almost like if you stuck your finger on it and just smushed them. That's what necrosis looks like. And it also makes it so that the cells don't pick up stain very well. So when cells become necrotic, you can't really tell who they are. It kind of depends on what stage of necrosis they're in, but if they're in a significant stage of necrosis, it's like, what are these cells? I don't know. They're just sort of like smushy. So in this case, I can't tell what this mass is, but I have to think about things that can cause necrosis. So things like an abscess. So if you had an anal sac abscess, for example, then you could definitely have necrosis as part of that. The times I see it most often is when you do have a tumor and what part of a tumor might become necrotic. Well, the whole thing can become necrotic, but the center is the part that is most likely to become necrotic first. And why is that? Because when a mass gets big, it is starting to lose its blood supply in the middle first, and then it'll lose its blood supply in other places. And when you lose blood supply, you get necrotic cells. And so when you end up just getting a sample full of necrosis, what can you do? Well, if your mass is big enough, I have a demo. When your mass is big enough, one thing you can try is, instead of sticking your needle directly into the center of the mass, which is what we all tend to do, and that's fine, try to direct your needle more towards the periphery. Because again, remember, the center is more likely to be necrotic than the areas around the periphery. The whole thing might be necrotic, but this is at least one way that you can try to get a sample that has enough viable cells that we can tell who they are and make a diagnosis. So you can see here, I'm sort of directing the needle more towards the periphery and kind of jabbing it in like that. So again, it's as opposed to like this. Now, if the mass is really small, you just do what you can do. But that's one tip to help in those types of cases.